Welcome to this intro video. Just wanted to take a minute to kind of give you a little bit of background, a little bit about myself. By the way, hello, my name is April. As we get diving into the content here, I've broken it up into several different components because there was a lot of information I wanted to share, but I kind of felt like it might be more useful in bite-sized pieces. So here we go.
So you're in the right place today. If you're continually trying to understand why your efforts to get some sort of progress, understanding, or traction with your trauma is just causing more stress, more confusion, and even worse, more despair. It feels like the system is making me worse, was one of the things that I continued to struggle with. I didn't know where to turn for help. I couldn't figure out who I could trust. No one was really understanding exactly what I was experiencing. I didn't understand why I couldn't get support. And I didn't know really when the next shoe would drop. That's how it's felt to me over the past few years. So I set out on a journey to literally find some help, and I hit walls. I mean, literally felt like I hit walls. So when I look back at all of these key words here, who, what, where, when, why, it finally dawned on me one day. Having complex trauma is kind of like this invitation the universe gives you. And it's inviting you to start a healing journey, to get back in touch with yourself, and to really start looking at what it means to regain and reclaim your autonomy. So again, I want to welcome you to Understanding Complex PTSD, trying to find relief within a broken system. And I do want to tell you, I'm an educator and trauma survivor. I am not a therapist. So if any time we get going, the number one rule is you need to take care of yourself. If anything we talk about or I mention is triggering or causes any stress for you, please just mute, come back another time, try this again later, or realize that this may not be the right conversation to have for you right now. This presentation is highlighting my current understandings. I want to really encourage you to give yourself permission to develop new points of view about your experiences, all of your experiences, your entire life experience, because I think for me, with the whole entire trauma scenarios, it's insisted that you give up yourself, your points of view, your opinions, all of these things that make up yourself. So at this point in time, just get curious. It's okay to be curious. Counterintuitive. This whole entire process of healing is counterintuitive. The key understandings that I came up with, again, I can't say this enough. You have to give yourself permission to be curious. It's safe to be curious. It's safe to consider other possibilities that are different than what we've assumed. And we really need to give ourselves space to process these new possibilities and put them into our system in a way that makes sense to us. I encourage you to accept new situations and people. And I encourage you to accept situations and people exactly as they show up. That might make sense later as we get going. Give yourself permission to create new choices. Get outside the box, and then practice, practice, practice. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And every time you get to the point where you just can't take it anymore, you don't think you can take it anymore, it's because you're in fear mode. And I'm going to say you need to breathe. Breath is the number one and simplest tool I have found that I continually am challenged with. When I'm in my good spaces, it's much easier to do my full breathing and to be aware of my breathing. And when I start triggering, I get fearful, the old patterns and ways of thinking and being come up. Oh, the breath can get shallow, it can get tight, tense, and those are natural physiological reactions. The choices are there, free agency and choice. After we're conscious of what's happening, we really have to choose what we want to do with it. Let's look at how complex post-traumatic stress disorder is different from post-traumatic stress disorder. Let's look at why complex post-traumatic stress disorder was truly a healthy response to an incredibly unhealthy situation or situations, and why traditional talk therapy can really hurt us more than it can help us. So, the goal overall is for you to find clues as to why you haven't been able to find the help that you're craving that's really going to help you in your journey.